on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Green Bay Packers. All that and more coming up next.
It's the only fan-owned franchise here in the NFL. And tens of thousands of those fans have their cheeseheads on and have filled the stands of historic Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And here we go from Lambeau. Jaden Reed to return this. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Love gonna air this out to start. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
All right, here we go. Second down. Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
And the Bengals bringing out a 5th DB. They're in the nickel, third down. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
So fourth down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. Fair catch called for, and he's got it right near the 30-yard line. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
Right to the air, Burrow. And his game will begin with an incomplete pass. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Gets it to his man, Mike Gesicki. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
On third down, here's Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. On first down, here's Burrow. This is hauled in by T. Higgins. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Second and 3 now. To throw again, it's Burrow. Has him on the quick hitter. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Second and 3 now. Burrow from the gun. Got a man, it's Gesicki. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
They've worked it downfield very well to begin the drive. It's first and 10 at the 28. Burrow out of the shotgun. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. That was Jamar Chase he was looking for there. And now they face second down.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Tries one back across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers get it back with a nice return to boot down inside the 30.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
The Green Bay offense returning to the field for their second possession. And they're set up well inside of enemy territory. They've got a short field after that pick. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Love now. Completes this one to Kraft. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down by the veteran, Von Bell.
As a quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
Caught by Jacobs. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. "8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Here's Love to throw. He brings it in. And that will not be enough for a first down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Love out of the shotgun. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting, right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
On for the field goal now. Here's Brandon McManus. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. The kick by Folk is good. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
On now is McManus to kick this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Bengals all set to go for their second drive. They threw the interception on their opening drive, Brock, but that's right from their memory as they head back out now.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? When you throw that pick early, you've got to flush it. The defense helped with that, holding that offense on the other side to just a field goal and giving this offense now some hope as they take the field again.
First down, Burrow to throw. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And we'll see what they do here on second down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
On 2nd and 10, Burrow again. Got his target, it's Higgins. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
Well, nothing very fancy about that. That's just a textbook curl route. I think they were running curl routes last century, and it's a play that works a high percentage of the time then, just like it did now.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Burrow setting up the play action. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. First give of the game here to Chase Brown. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Brought down by Quay Walker. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. From the 43. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back, 3rd down coming up.
You just feel this defense starting to come alive, don't you, Kate? Got their first turnover last time out. Now they put their first sack on the board. In big plays on that side of the ball, well, they can come in bunches. Defense sure hopes to keep this faucet going, and the offense wants to turn the spigot off immediately.
Packers into a nickel defense, 3rd down. Defense showing blitz, Burrow. That's Gesicki, he's got it. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
The Bengals send out the punting unit. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Love from the gun. This one taken in by Kraft. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
2nd and 3 now. From the 28. That's reeled in by Jaden Reed. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Running on first here with Jacobs. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. They stick with Jacobs. He breaks a tackle. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Make it a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Going run again with Jacobs. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Give him 3 on that gain. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
So often, one of the things you have to teach running backs at the NFL level, you don't always have to hit a home run. Especially in short yardage situations, just go get that single and move the chains.
They go counter, it's Jacobs. And they had that one contained right at the line. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Thrown on first down, Love. Finds his man, it's Kraft. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be first down, Packers.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
On first and 10, here's Love. This one's caught. It's a Green Bay touchdown. So the back does the work that time, Brock, taking it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, a running back in space can be an awfully dangerous weapon on a football field. Whether that's a designed route to him, a check down, you see what can happen, what kind of damage the elite running backs in this league can do.
Brandon McManus on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Packers go up 10-zip here in the first. On now is McManus to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. Things sure have started out rough, and they've stayed that way through 2 drives. Maybe drive number 3 here is where we see this offense get rolling. They're out and set, first and 10. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he gets him around 6 there. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
Running back sent in motion. From the 35 on 2nd down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 31-yard play, and it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. To throw again, it's Burrow. Into traffic, complete. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even two defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
Third and short, it's Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the first. It's a two-score game early. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. We're all set to bring you the second quarter. The Bengals well within striking distance. On first down, here's Burrow. The throw is caught. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Brown on the inside give. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Bengals start to fight back with their first points of this game. Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Watson, quick pass wide. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Fakes the handoff, now Love. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down. Shotgun now for Love. Flush down out to his left. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Motioning the tight end now. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they make the tackle at the 38. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day one install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
New set of downs for him at the 38. They send the tight end in motion. First down throw, here's Love. Completes this one to Kraft. Good little rip there, looks like about 6. That was Geno Stone up there to make that play.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure, but you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
Play fake, it's Love. That finds Jacobs, complete. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
You know, these running backs today, they are so versatile. It doesn't matter if they're running it, or in this case, same principle applies on routes out of the backfield. You don't get somebody close to him, that throw is headed his way.
Love to throw again. Throwing the out route, complete. And he'll take this one in for the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers make it a 9-point advantage. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
McManus on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers make it a 10-point ball game. On now is McManus to kick this away. Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So now here comes the Bengals on offense. That score made it 17-7, but they can cut it back to a 1-score game here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Brown. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry. They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Now Burrow. This finds all, complete. And not much doing, he stopped quickly.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
And the Packers at a 5th DB out there for this 3rd down play. Burrow out of the shotgun. Chased out to his right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First down, Burrow to throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Out of the shotgun, Burrow finds him over the middle. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Burrow from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And they make the tackle at the 38. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be first down, Bengals. New set of downs for him at the 38. First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Catch made by all. And they take him down right along the 30. Second and 3 now. Burrow. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Looking to throw, Burrow. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And this one does not go far.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
Straight ahead, it's Brown. And he's brought down for a loss. And they get to him just in time. That's a tackle for the stand and a turnover on downs.
I love aggressive defenses, and a blitz on fourth down's a gutsy call, but it can work against the pass, or in that case, against the run. Good luck running for the sticks when you've got a whole defense crashing the line of scrimmage off the snap.
Out now runs the Packer offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. First and 10 now from the 30. Love out of the shotgun. Reed's got it. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brought down by the veteran, Von Bell. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Running right, here's Jacobs. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First down, and they go right back to him. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required, along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Motioning Watson left. On 1st and 10, here's Love. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Love from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They were looking for him again, Brock, and for a moment, we thought he had another catch, but then that contact knocked the football from his hands.
Kind of become a victim of his own early success. Not too different, Kate, than a pass rusher that gets a sack. You know what happens? Got to slide to him, got to chip to him. You get a receiver that gets it going like this, you know more contact and more focus is coming his way.
Watson with the catch. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. They'll run for it. Jacobs. And they take him down right along the 30. They went for it and got the 4 yards they needed, and that keeps this drive alive.
Come on now. Was there any doubt who they were going to go to right there? That was always going to be a run play, and no problem converting on 4th.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Escapes out to the left. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And he pushed deep into enemy territory with that, down inside the 25. Give him 9 yards there, partner, a strong gain, and now a much more manageable 3rd and 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jermaine Pratt picks it. And the Bengals are going to return this up beyond the 20 before being tackled. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. They passed on the field goal, didn't get it on 4th down. Interested to see what they do if a similar situation arises on this next possession. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Slot man motioned over. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. No one open, so he chucks this to another county. No luck finding his receiver that time. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Throwing from the gun here. Looking right, and he finds him. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
You've got to be cognizant of where the line to gain is. You can't run that route short, and you certainly can't throw it. That route's just not deep enough. Needed to extend it closer to the chains for a first down.
They're out now, ready to punt it. Keyshawn Nixon returning this for the Packers. He takes the fair catch at about the 26-yard line. The Packers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Caught by Jacobs. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, a running back in the flat.
Shotgun give now to Jacobs. He's out in the clear. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
Yeah, you want to get above 5 yards to carry? Well, put together runs like that. And I'll tell you what else a run like that does, Kate. That sets up the play action, right? When you really just gouge and gash a defense like that, the next time you run that action, they're going to be thinking running the ball could go right over their head.
1st and 10 from the 41. Takes the handoff, now Love. And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That's swatted away, incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Shotgun now for Love. This finds Dobbs. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Play fake, it's Love. That sails over his target, incomplete, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Daniel Whelan on to punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Now this is out of bounds, and what a beauty. He coffin cornered it well. They're going to mark it at the 2-yard line. Out comes the offense for the Bengals. And they'll have to go just about every bit of 100 yards to reach the end zone. That punt sets them up at their own 2. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A give now to Brown. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, 2nd down.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Tight end in motion right. Here's Brown again. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. They get 13 on the pickup. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down. We're to the 2-minute warning from Lambeau. And it's the Bengals with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
You've heard that very common term in draft vernacular called catching radius. Let me tell you, as a quarterback, you love tight ends on drag routes because that catching radius for such a big target, and you see him, you eye him, and there's a comfort level between QB and tight end to make that connection.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle to the line. On first down, here's Burrow. This one taken in by Chase. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. They kick the running back in motion. To throw again, it's Burrow. Got his target, it's Higgins. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
First down, Burrow to throw. Short pass brought in. He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Burrow from the gun. And he overshoots his man. It's incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Got a man, it's Gesicki. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Cincinnati uses its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's first and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. Throwing the out route complete. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
All set up now for first and 10. Working inside the red zone. He brings it in. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. The final timeout taken by the Bengals. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Second and 3 now. Burrow setting to throw. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up third down. Burrow. And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
And on fourth down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Butker knocks it through. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. One final shot before halftime. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. That's halftime here in Green Bay. The Cheeseheads with plenty to cheer about as their Packers had the lead. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. It was the Packers' leading man, quarterback Jordan Love, who turned in a solid performance in that first half. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. On now is McManus to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. They're out and set, 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Brown. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
From the 28. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
Well, the offense wanted to spark, and he delivered a lightning bolt. Huge gain that totally changes the tone of this drive.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Catch made by Chase Brown. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Chase coming in motion right. 2nd and 8. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
They motion the tight end over. He'll throw it. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out, well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Looking to throw, Burrow. The throw is caught, and he drives this forward to the 6.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Now Burrow. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals cut into the lead coming out of halftime. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
McPherson at the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals make it 17-all. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Packers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. To the air with Love. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released, and that sure altered the throw.
On second down, Jacobs. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
I don't know, Kate. I didn't think he had it, but that back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the first down. Pops up right away and signals first down.
First down, ball at the 36. They stick with Jacobs. And he drives ahead for good yardage up to the 45. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Play fake, it's Love. This one taken in by Kraft. And he's out of bounds, looks like right at the midfield strike. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do some damage.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So that brings up 2nd down. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
It's a massive 35-yard pickup, first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Into the red zone after that big pickup. It's 1st and 10 from the 15. Love to throw again. This one's caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Love from the gun. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers grab the lead on their first series of the half. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
McManus on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers break that tie and now lead by 7. On now is McManus to kick this away. His return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bengals headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Burrow to the air now. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. Searches from the pocket. He'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. Going with Brown on the ground. And this one doesn't go far. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. On the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
The ultimate team sport still has so many times games within the game, individual battles, and right now, they don't have an answer for this guy. It may be time to turn the line to Chip to find some way to protect the quarterback.
On now comes their punter. And they could really use a good one here. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The home teams and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones. Continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this 2nd half. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Shotgun now for Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Love now to throw. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. The rookie from Michigan, there that time.
You know, I don't mind the scheme. In fact, I like the call. Just not on that 3rd down in particular. Needed to get it closer to the sticks to have a chance to move those chains.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Bengals football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, speaking from experience here, what happens now with the third sack allowed, especially on an early down like that, is that head coach and coordinator going to have a conversation. Okay, we got to fix this. Do we slide? Do we chip? Do we keep more people in? Because the one thing you can't do is keep getting your quarterback hit.
All right, here we go. Second down. Another try following the sack. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting the completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
3rd and long for him here. He lets a heater go deep middle. He's got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals can tie it up after hitting pay dirt in the 3rd. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals tie this game up. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Reed. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Love now. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now it's 2nd down. Handoff here to Jacobs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Throwing his love on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete. Great-looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
You know, Kate, that's one of those instances where you try to walk that tightrope on the sidelines. The problem is on a throw that far down the field, that is so hard to do, so difficult. I love the effort, just couldn't quite find the execution.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. They've got first down from the 31. Burrow from the gun. Got him in. It's Gesicki. This is ahead for about 5. Brought down by Quay Walker. Back to the line they go. It's second down. From the 36. He'll get this one to Brown. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
First down, Burrow to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
To throw again, it's Burrow. That's Gesicki, he's got it! And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
A run with Brown. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Jair Alexander with the stop. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys. Not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
Second and 10 now. Got his target, it's Higgins. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Higgins makes the catch. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. It's a gain of 12 there. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers.
And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got second down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
On 2nd and 10, Burrow again. Has it in close. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the first.
Quarterback, tight end on the same page, albeit not a long gain, but a trustworthy connection between the two.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Looking to throw, Burrow. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals take a 3rd quarter lead. T. Higgins, the touchdown. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. McPherson at the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The home team's back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
From the 33 on 2nd down. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Play fake, it's Love. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
You know, 3rd and short is a difficult one to call. Do you want to run into the teeth of a defense looking for that handoff, or try to throw it to him and use the element of surprise? Evidently, well, that's one they should have run instead.
The Packers send out their punting unit. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now Burrow. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
On the ground, Brown. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Connects on the crosser. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. So we're through 3 here. The Bengals with it. They've got the lead, but this game is close. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Burrow setting up the play action. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. And as he accumulates catches this season, Brock, some have stuck out to us more than most, and we had one of them on that last drive as he's reached a significant milestone for himself this year. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And all he can get is 1 yard, ran that right into the defensive front. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Going run again with Jacobs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. That's going to go down as a gain of 7. Now they're going to have 3rd and 2. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Punt team on the field. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it'll be their football. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Second and 3 now. Burrow out of the shotgun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. And that's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line to gain.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Burrow setting to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Trying to get it to T. Higgins. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
Burrow throwing again on 2nd and 10. Put the body on the line for his team. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. And someone has officially flown higher than the Dutchman, Brock. That completion pushes him past Norm Van Brocklin for the most passing yards in a game in NFL history. The mark of 554 yards has stood resolute since back in 1951, and 7 decades later, someone has finally topped it. On 1st down, here's Burrow. On target to his man Higgins. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Well, that's sure one way to take the lid off a defense. Great work to find the biggest hole in the coverage, and more importantly, go exploit it.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. He's got it. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
Another chance to get that lone yard. Here's 2nd and goal. Straight ahead, it's Brown. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Bengals go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the 4th. Well, his 2nd rushing score this game could not have come at a better time, Brock, as it adds some valuable points to that lead.
You know, this is something I can't really define, Kate, but it's just a feel, right? Passing touchdowns are great, but what rushing touchdowns do, especially to your defense, is they just fuel them. It empowers them to go out and play, and now they'll get to do so with a bigger lead.
Point after up and good by McPherson. And the Bengals double their lead to 14. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Reed. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Love now to throw. He's on the trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Never ever a great look when your quarterback's picking himself up a few seconds into a drive. They're going to need a lot more fight on 2nd down and a whole lot of yardage to get this back on track.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Setting up the screen. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Extra DB out there for the Bengals. 3rd down coming. Love from the gun. And they can't connect on the third down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got fourth down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he collects the fair catch just inside the 35. The Cincinnati offense headed out now. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Burrow from the gun. Completed over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Second and 3 now. Play action now. Burrow. Flushed out of the pocket. Now here he goes. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
From the gun, a give to Brown. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you could come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They'll run again with Brown. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive 1st down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Brown on the inside give. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Trying for it with Burrow. He's got it to his running back. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. And that was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
1st down, Burrow to throw. Throw left side, and Gesicki has it.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Looking to throw, Burrow. A quick slant. Here's Gesicki. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals make it a 3-score game in the fourth. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They are just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared and, more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
McPherson at the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals stretch their lead to 21. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Reed. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Packers all set to get back out there. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Love out of the shotgun. Able to get it to Reed. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Second and 3 now. From the 36. Completes this one to Kraft. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That's good for 7 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
That's complete to Musgrave. And he's going to be at midfield now as he gets out of bounds. Second and 3 now. Love to throw again. Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And now the Bengals have it. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a 1st down on 2nd down. You're trying to create a manageable 3rd down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
The Bengals and T. Higgins back in possession here. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Now it's Brown. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Higgins makes the catch. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Throwing is Burrow. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Hey, that's not an easy thing to do, Kate. Not against quarterbacks and the red zone offenses in this league, but what a tremendous effort to not only get the stop, but to end it with gusto and a sack.
And on 4th down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. Ball on the right hash, the distance 43 yards. Butker knocks it through. And the advantage now sits at 24.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Reed. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. And their defense held up after that fumble, only gave up 3, so time for this offense to make it up to them, get some points of their own. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Love. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
2nd and 6 now. Finds his man, it's Kraft. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and it forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Love now. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again following the sack. This is reeled in by Reed. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Throwing, Love. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down beyond the marker. So a first down for them as we've hit the 2-minute warning. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Thrown on first down, Love. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And they bring him down around the 34.
You could see that screen develop as the linemen pull right out in front. Sets up a nice gain. Love to see a running back utilize the big man in front of him.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Play fake, it's Love. Taking a big shot for the end zone. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. DJ Turner comes up with it.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh no, give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
The visitors and running back Chase Brown getting set to begin another drive here. They're looking to just hang on to the ball through the finish. Defense has all of its timeouts, but with this game out of reach, a good chance they just let it run. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They bring a tight end in motion right. Brown on the carry. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They send him left out of the slot. Here's Brown again. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
So now here's 3rd and 5. So the Bengals take this one on the road. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Green Bay.